Um, and I would say take time to heal that part of you when you were first traumatized. I would say go back to that moment of your first betrayal, your first trauma. And I guarantee once you work through that, you can get to the next part of your life, wherever that is. Because like I said last time, where you are traumatized is where your response is coming at. And regardless of what age you were when you experienced such a huge trauma, you're going to find that when you react to things, you respond in the same way. If you hid as a child, you're going to hide as an adult. So heal that part of you that was affected during your first major trauma, and then go from there.
So I commend you for that, and I absolutely I just love the way that you shared that with us and what it looks like. Because as you're talking, I mean, we've got so many similarities. It's not funny. Like,
Yeah.
look at that. Listen,
Yes.
like, yeah, she's going. It's true.
Yeah.
And talk about pace. I'm like, listen, not be Spanish in my blood and DNA, but I'm Spanish. Let's go under
Yes.
Double time.
Let's go. Okay.
Yes.
And then I've noticed my children have picked that up, and I'm telling them, slow down. Why are we doing that so fast? Right? Like I'm not the culprit trainer.
Yeah.
What eating, reading a book, and then you're on I ready. That's too many things going. Can't you just eat?
Then, then you look at all your tabs open, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right sound. Judging the little people. Just judging them. Like, slow down, you young people. What? What? So I thank you for saying that, because as much as we joke and everything, like it's real, right? We
Yeah.
are handing part of the legacy, is part of the habits, the routine, the engagement, the interaction. We're handing this to our children, and they're looking at them and saying, hey, I need you to slow that down. But that's not how we gave it to them, right? That's not how we gave it to them. So I thank you for saying that, because I take my reminders, and I
We are human. I tell people all the time, listen, there's no book to it. Parenting is, I've been through a lot as a mother more recently. And that is a hard one to swallow, and especially when they start getting older, the teenage years hit.
yeah,
Oh man, it
yeah,
gets tough. And remembering to give yourself grace as well as those little ones is
yeah,
key to all of it.
Yeah.
yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Miss Sounds.
I want to know, what have you had to grieve in your business? So, what hopes have you had that you've had to grieve?
I have had to grieve. Oh,
Mm,
I've had to grieve a number of things of what I thought this business was going to be. My vision at first was to have a community center, right? And that's ultimately still the goal because I want to be multi-service. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Is to be multi-service, like the building that I'm in now. But I think what God is teaching me is that I can do all of those things, but it doesn't have to be in one place, or that we're needed in more than one place, because I go from Albany to Brooklyn to the Bronx, and they can't travel up here to Poughkeepsie to a community center. So I had to expand my outlook and be
Yeah,
okay with change. It might not look exactly how I want it, but it's my purpose of what I'm doing. And I've had to accept that it might not look exactly the way I write it down, but it's still happening, and to be okay with that.
Mm.
And I'm a forever learner. I'm going to keep learning. So some things I don't know, and I have to be able to give myself grace for that too, and to keep myself open to learning, because I've run into some people that you just can't tell them anything. And that's just not the way life works. It's always going to change.
Mm.
Yeah. I do like that you made that correlation of traveling to where I need to go. And even if that's not reciprocated, it's okay. And I say that because just generally in life, that's part of the issue we have as human beings is that we always want the comfort, but we don't want to go the distance to go get the thing. We want it to be very much right here next to me so I don't got to go that far, do too much work.
Mm-hmm.
And true progression in life, maybe something you got to go some distance and you're going to go it by yourself. And the person who say they're driving back with you may change their mind and you might drive back by yourself.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have to be okay with that. Just make sure that whatever you went to get, you got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's also an element of that where sometimes what you pray for and hope for, um, when it doesn't materialize the way you think it should, it's because you are the thing you prayed for. Right. And so you prayed for a community center and you probably are the community center, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And I love doing warm referrals. I love being able to walk my clients to the next step. Hey, this is where you should be going next. If I got to take them to the health center, or if I got to take them to DSS, or I have to take them wherever, I love being able to walk them in, knowing that the other person I have a relationship with, I know they're going to take care of my client. And when I do get them back, I won't have to redo the work that I just did, encouraging them and motivating them to go and get the help that they need. Because sometimes people have lost faith in the system and they don't want to go. Like, I tell people a lot, like, people had started to report crimes to me because they didn't trust the police to do their job. And it's like, I can't help you there, but I can hold your hand and we can go together.
Yeah.
Or I can call somebody who I feel you can trust because I trust this person. And I think that is the warm referrals is probably the best part of that for me, is actually making those connections in other places so that I can continue to serve on whatever level God put me at.
Ooh, she out here doing the missions.
Yes.
It don't matter. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
mission 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's
Oh,
like,
and I come up with them quick. I'm like, what do I need? I need a risk assessment. And that is big on the military side of the house, because I swear that is one of the jewels that I took from there, is a risk assessment. In any situation, when it comes to events, distributions, if I'm going into a school, if I'm doing a workshop, I need a risk assessment. Like, what can happen here? And I just don't do the physical. I do the spiritual sometimes as well, because sometimes I'm going into places that don't align with me.
yes.
So I have to be able to come out of that without changing myself.
Oh, listen, let me just put a plug here. We supposed to be coming to the end. What? For all my spiritual risers, incorporate a risk assessment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I'm telling you, as believers, we just go into these places like, God's going to meet me. God's going to do it. But excuse me, and we prepare. Risk assessment, even going into those spiritual places or on spiritual missions, let's have a risk assessment. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, prayer warrior teams, risk assessment.
And I could give a great example. So I'm a survivor of domestic violence, right? I'm a survivor of sexual trauma overall. Mm-hmm. So working with a sex offender, right, is hard for me morally. Mm-hmm. But I know this person is a human. I am not God. But I'm going to do what I can, the best that I can, without holding that bias over the person, just to get them to the next step in life. Now, that's really, really hard to do. And a lot of people might not ever come face to face with something like that. But that's why you need these types of risk assessments. Jasmine, is this man going to make you snap out?
Right.
If he says the wrong thing or goes into details, can you handle it?
Right.
Right. And then after that, you have to have self-care for yourself, too.
Yes.
you have to tend to that, because even though you think it may not have affected you, oh,
Yeah.
and you'll
Oh, that's
catch
real.
it.
That's real. That's real.
It's
Mm.
true. Mm,
Somebody
mm,
drop a mic. This building is too empty.
Pew, pew, pew,
Michelle,
pew.
I need people in here.
mm.
I need things to happen.
Yes.
Go ahead, Miss Sounds, before we jump into the game. Whoo!
Ooh, Jasmine.
I know. You see what
um, talk to us about the power of presence, the power that you feel your presence holds more than if you say anything or do anything. How do you relate to your presence when you enter spaces?
Yeah. Go ahead, Miss Sounds. You ain't
I Oh yes, go ahead, Miss.
you know,
I, I am a survivor of many things, right? I have made it through situations that I didn't believe myself I could make it out of.
Mm.
And early on in my adult life, my voice was taken from me. And I'm saying it to where I was afraid to speak up for myself. I didn't advocate for myself the way I did for others. And I had to find a way to make this thing that hurt me so bad turn into something for my good. So that's how I got comfortable telling my story. And the more times I told my story or whatever part of it, it kind of helped me a little bit to free myself from it.
Mm.
So I think seeing me after the artificial disc replacement, after the MS diagnosis, after being robbed, after these things, I'm still here. I'm still able to run a business. I'm still able to be a mother. I'm still able to be Jasmine.
Mm.
And I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I think that's what my presence does. Not only does it give them a little bit of hope, but it could be a motivator.
Mm.
I think there's a lot of elements there that could be attributed to it. And they also help me. My presence in these spaces helps me, because sometimes I don't feel like I deserve to be in these places. And then you look around at everybody and they're telling you, like, no, you were supposed to be here. Or you get that person that after you finish speaking, they come to you and they're crying. You're like, all right, what part of that made you cry? Because I was trying to keep trying to keep it real PG.
Right, right.
But I don't realize sometimes how much my story can help the next person. And I think that's what my presence does. And that's what I'm seeing now. Being honest and being just truly me is actually helping others.
Mm.
So that's why I started the YouTube channel. That's why I was able to give so much, because I wanted to die to myself. Like, I didn't want that on me. I wanted to find a way to release it, and talking helps.
Mm.
Tell them what the YouTube channel is. I'm sorry,
Right. I'm interested.
It's Jazz's Sin. It's Jazz's Sin. Spelled SYN. JAZZ apostrophe S Sin. SYN. And basically I just share life sometimes, and I've been going through turmoil after turmoil. Most recently, the enemy attacks you when it's something on your life, right? So obviously I'm doing something well for the amount of things that's been transpiring in my life to be happening. And I keep my church family close, because sometimes I need to be reminded that, hey, you're not there anymore. Come on back to us. And try to get out of it, because sometimes your prayers don't work, or you read in the scriptures a block there, and you just need that person to help bring you out of it.
Yeah.
So
I'll make sure that shows up on the screen, guys. That's why I asked her. Okay, because y'all see I ain't writing nothing down. My hands, I'm trying to stay seated. I ain't writing nothing down. So I'll make sure that is on the screen. And wow. So you just gonna be powerful every segment? That's what
I hope I can be. I hope somebody takes something from it, because it's been a journey.
No, you're doing it, because I mean,
Yeah.
it just, when I think I know what you're gonna say, I
Yeah.
don't. Y'all see, I didn't have much questions today. No, I'm just a supporting cast for Miss Sounds.
Half the time, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I just pray for God to guide my mouth. Don't
Oh,
say anything too
listen,
crazy.
but so good and so on
Yeah.
point. So
You.
we're gonna switch. We're gonna get into our game. And wow, because I mean, God just knows what He's doing. Because I didn't think that the word game was going to hit the target of our conversation, but it is building up to do so. All right, so futurizers, because now I feel in a very playful state finishing 2024.
Yes.
That we now have something called the RV Scramble game. Yes, RVs raise voices because we're going somewhere. We're like an RV. Get in. I don't know if we pick up strangers yet, though.
No. Just you still got to do a little.
Right. But
Yes,
comment,
it was
like,
screening.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Even if we don't give you a ride, just comment. So for the word scramble, here are the rules. And so that futurizer, so that you know, Miss Sounds knows nothing about what the games are going to be, when they're going to show up. And so this is our second time doing a RV game. And so the last episode we did was a word play, so different, and word scramble is different from word play because I'm different every day. Okay. So now for the word scramble, I am going to give both Miss Sound and the guest a scrambled word. I didn't make these too long or too big. They have to unscramble the word, and then they have to use the word in a message to the audience. Yes.
I like. Let's
Yes.
see.
Okay. That's why y'all shouldn't do Chat GPT and Google for everything. Use your brain. So this is a 4-letter word. The first one, you have to unscramble it first. OLEV.
Okay.
Tell me what the word is, and when you have it, you have to give an empowering message to the audience when you get your word.
Okay. Who goes first?
Whoever.
You can go first.
It's love.
Yes.
And I would say love should be your reason why. I would say love for yourself, love for your craft, love for your immediate support circle. Love should be your why. And I think love, even though people say love is sometimes not enough, I think it is enough. I think it's all about perception and how you see it. Do I love this enough to keep going?
Go ahead.
So I knew the word was love anyway. I would say you are loved eternally. You are formed from an unbreakable love. And therefore, it is an abundant resource you have to pour out to other people.
I like it.
People on my screen. So those of you who realize I don't play games, because when I play, I'm real good. It's a reserved part of my personality because I don't play around. So here's the other word. Also a 4-letter word. AHLE. AHLE.
Ooh, got it.
I'm a little slow.
Good at word Scrabble.
Doing fine. It's a game.
I was good at Scrabble.
Go ahead, Jasmine. What's the word?
Feel. And I would say take time to heal that part of you when you were first traumatized. I would say go back to that moment of your first betrayal, your first trauma, And I guarantee once you work through that, you can get to the next part of your life, wherever that is. Because, like I said last time, where you are traumatized is where your response is coming at. And regardless of what age you were when you experienced such a huge trauma, you're going to find that when you react to things, you respond in the same way. If you hid as a child, you're going to hide as an adult. So heal that part of you that was affected during your first major trauma and then go from there.
Ooh. Okay, I'm getting
Girl.
cold in my minute. That's goose pimples. All right.
That was good.
I'm gonna make it through. Go ahead, Miss Sal. I'm gonna make it through.
So this is for moms. As I've been reflecting on my motherhood journey, I want to say that the nourishment that you're providing for your children is also the nourishment you're providing for the healing of your inner child. The things that you are considering and compassionate about, and willing to be flexible with and provide for your children is simultaneously healing that child that did not receive that growing up. And so continue to keep seeing the parallel of the two, and know that the work to heal aren't two separate things when it comes to your children. Sometimes it is what you do for them is also the medicine for you.
Oh,
Y'all
yes.
just doing the thing. Y'all just doing the thing. We writing a book right now.
And I think it would be a very good book if we collaborated.
I'm trying to tell
Talk
you.
about that.
We all deep and stuff. Yeah.
Y'all doing the thing though. Jeez, is this a game or is this a game?
No.
Here we go. All right. 4-letter word still. V-E-A-S. S is in Sam. V-E-A-S.
Save.
You got it. Save.
Say V. Yeah. I was wondering if you said B or something else.
Yeah. So go ahead, save. Go ahead, Miss Jasmine.
Save. I love that word. In order to save others, you have to save yourself. And that can be in the aspect of your emotional, mental, spiritual. However, before you try to save others, save yourself. What are you saving yourself from? Sometimes we have to address issues in our lives that we just don't, we're not capable of, right? Or we just don't see as a huge issue. But I think instead of waiting for someone else to save us, we have to save ourselves first.
I love that. I love that. Save.
You see the spa voice? I love when she does contemplating.
That. Yes. Save. So I will say, I used to ask God how, because of certain traumas that I've walked through, I used to ask him, where was it that you saved me? Because I had to still walk through the thing. You know what I mean? And I realized that I was seeing salvation or him saving me as sort of like a superhero that swoops down and takes you out of your problems. But the saving was the walk, the entering it with me. And the saving was undoing the destructive power of the trauma.
Okay.
And so sometimes we are looking for a rescue to escape the thing, but your saving might be the endurance of the thing. For me, with God, who is the only one that can undo the destruction that it seeks to cause you.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Right. 2 more, because y'all really doing this whole poetry slam. Like, dang. All right. E-H-P-O. E-H-P-O.
Hope.
Yes. You are not playing with the scrambled thing.
She's faster than me. I'm like,
I
Epo.
I love these types of that used to keep me like so focused when I was younger, doing like Scrabbles or what was those? The crossword puzzles.
Oh, yes. I
I had
love.
my
Yeah.
aunt used to buy us books, so when it comes to spelling, I'm pretty
I love it.
pretty there. Hope is not hard. Um,
Mm,
I would say never give up on having hope. Don't stop hoping for better in any situation. Don't lose your hope.
Mm.
Um, I've seen, I've been through situations to where the circumstance made me so, it made me so hardened to feel like there was just no hope in there.
Yeah.
mm,
Um, it's just, what is that? Faith of a mustard seed. I always correlate faith and hope together. Um, just continue to push through. Continue to push through. And once it's in your mind, because your mind is a muscle, you have to train it, right? Your brain is a muscle. You have to
mm,
train it. And you have to be willing to say, well, if God got me through this situation, he can get me through the next.
Yeah.
Keeping
mm.
your faith and having your hope with you at all times kind of helps you on that save part, right?
Yeah.
Saving yourself.
Yeah.
I think
Mm,
just keep hope.
mm. Keep hope. Surrender hope.
Mm.
Surrender hope. I think hope can, you know, hope and your expectation can kind of dance with one another sometimes. And you lose hope because your expectation wasn't met. And so sometimes the surrender of the hope is surrendering to a power bigger than yourself, an all knowing, all powerful, in my case, an all knowing, all powerful God who is everywhere and knows everything.
Mhm.
And my expectation is limited because I'm human and it's only what I want to feel and see and experience. But maybe there's something greater than that. And so I have to surrender my hope constantly.
Ooh,
I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Thank
I'm
you.
just saying. It's gonna be okay. Mm.
This was
Need a
good. It's a
keyboard
nice
right
game.
here. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I need things. So the last one. FLIE. FLIE.
File?
Nope.
Life.
Life.
Yes, life.
Mm.
Actually got one I tricked y'all with. I'm feeling
Yeah, you
good.
got
Yes.
Got
You got
one.
me. Because I went straight to file. I'm like,
it.
Let me.
You know what?
That's why I
Yeah.
did it that way. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, somebody gonna be fast on the drawers. I gotta
Yeah.
life. Go ahead, Miss Sound.
Life is for you, even if it's hard.
Mm.
It's all working together for your good. Um, Life is a school. It is a big teacher. And at times it's a game.
Yeah.
Um, but all in all, life has many faces, many rhythms, many temperatures,
Mm.
but it's all working for you and your good.
Nice. Woo, philosopher.
yes. YOLO.
Hey.
You only
You
get
got one
one.
life.
You only
True.
get one. Make
True.
the best of it. Take chances. Love life. Um, get out of your own way. Because you only get one life, don't let the spirit of fear, which God did not give you,
Right.
hinder you from your next level. Sometimes we get caught in what we expected or what we hoped for, and we kind of lose it. And we get stuck in this little box in this bubble because it doesn't fit. And we just don't live our lives to the fullest. I think a lot of people also play it safe. You're going to be hurt. So you're going to be disappointed. You might even fail, but keep going, keep failing, keep living, keep making these mistakes. And overall, life is what you make it.
Mm.
Well, I thank you both for playing
Beautiful.
RV word Scrabble. Listen, you guys did great. I love that you guys were able to unscramble the words. I intentionally made it simple for this conversation because I knew it would be a heavy content first. And I just kind of wanted us to just have a moment so that you guys could both speak to the audience and let them know what some of these basic words in life that have a much wider view on life. What kind of message would you give to someone if they were to engage with you in the public? So thank you all so much. Always making this a success, Miss Sound. Thank you for letting me not even prep you in the back and you still come on in.
Yeah, I'm used to it, man.
Don't know where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do, but she's always
Yes,
really
no problem.
awesome and just jumping in. And once I get that, she have 100 bright smile I call when I know I'm okay. I did okay because she hit that like, woo, that smile is like, yeah, okay, we're good.
We're good. All good over here.
So thank you guys. Listen, Risers, we're going to bring this to an end with our rise and fall because we've done enough work today. And we do have lives to give back to, but we enjoyed spending time with you guys. We hope you enjoy spending time with us on this broadcast, on this podcast. And we just pray that you're going to continue to come along for the ride and understand that we're here for education. We're here for knowledge, right? That's what we're here for. We will entertain to a certain level, just because we are people who love to laugh. There's humor and laughter in our lives, and, personalities mesh well. And so we're going to bring that. However, we never want you to stray away from the reason we're here. We're here for education, for knowledge, resource, learning, empowerment, motivation, finding your get up, finding your let me go, do me in a positive way and not trample the other person in the process. Like, we're here for that stuff, right?
Absolutely.
So we hope that you will support us. Join. We will have these conversations as long as our guests want to show up and talk with us. We'll be here. And so I just wanted to say that. And I just pray that you will meet us where we meet you, right? Which is in the middle between the two screens, having a dialogue. So as we get to Rise and Falls, what we're going to do is we're going to have Miss Sounds break that down because she's amazing at that. And then we'll have our guest Jasmine start that Rise and Fall. And then Miss Sounds and I'll do the ending of the segment.
Awesome. All right. Jasmine, you ready for Rise and Fall?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me just remind the people because sometimes they be forgetting. So I got to tell them. So with Rise and Fall is our ending reflection for the podcast. We split the reflection into two categories. One, rise, which is after this conversation today, what resonated with you that you will continue to let rise in your life. And then fall, which is what did I once believe coming into this conversation, but now after hearing it, got to put that to rest and it can't show up in my life anymore. So we're going to have you start and then we'll go around.
So my rise, I'll start with, actually, I'm going to switch it up and start with my fall. Is that okay?
Yeah, that is good.
Okay. My fall is failure. It's understanding that failure is not the end all be all, right? That I can move past it, I can learn from it and keep growing. Now, it's not as simple as I just stated. We got to live through it. It's life. So feeling it, acknowledging it, and then letting it go. It's to continue to do that. That was mine. My rise from this conversation is grace. I love grace. Giving yourself grace in all the areas of your life, not just one or two, not just as a mother or a friend or whatever, even in business or as an employee. Give yourself some grace because nobody is perfect. You're not going to get it right every time. And it's okay to start over. It doesn't matter how many times you have to start over. Just keep going because life is worth it. It's worth living.
Yeah.
So give
Yeah.
yourself some grace and don't make it even harder on yourself because you're already going to have the naysayers. Don't be the naysayer to yourself. Be able to look in the mirror to yourself and be comfortable with who you see. Give yourself that grace. Love on yourself first.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Like, can
Yeah,
we
it's
just
what
end
we're doing.
the
Yeah.
episode on that? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do the same pattern. Would you
You
say?
want to do these aggressive, yeah. You should,
Yeah.
yeah. Stop doing that, girl. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna follow the same pattern where I'm gonna do fall first and then I'll do rise. I think what I would let fall is this dwindling. Sometimes my faith dwindles when I'm praying for something and I feel like I didn't get the answer to it. And your story today really helped me expand my mind about that and see that maybe you are what you're praying for. And so therefore the prayer is answered. So I'm just going to put that to that dwindling faith when I don't get what I asked for. I'm going to let that fall and know that maybe you are what you asked for, right? And then I think the rise would be also inspired by your story, Jasmine, which is that this revolving door theme, going in and coming out, going in and coming out. And it really just confirms for me what the shape of progress is. It's a cycle, right? It's not a straight line. It's actually a circle. And all of the things in life, seasons have cycles, women, we have cycles, like everything just goes in a cyclical format. And the beauty of that is we're never the same person every time we go around that circle again. And so I'm going to continue to embrace cycles, even if it feels like I'm in the same spot again. I'm not that same person in that same spot again.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. This is a great poetry slam, right, guys? Yeah. Y'all did it. Y'all did it. So for me, my rise is not letting my superpower still be my identity. It's okay for it to be a tag. And as I was talking to you, and you said that you had to say to yourself about being super mom, super soldier, et cetera, that was my rise. Is that I don't have to work hard for that to be an identity. It's okay for it to be a tag, but don't let it be the identity because that also can become overwhelming. So it was great for you to tell me what you had to put down in order to pick up.
Yes.
So that's my rise. Thank you for that reminder and confirmation at the same time. And my fall, like you, is about failure. If I don't get enough done, I feel that I've failed my day. Not so much someone else in my day, but the day I wanted to have, like I failed that particular day. And I have to continue to bury that, put that in the grave, and celebrate what I did accomplish because I could have accomplished nothing relevant. And therefore, that would have been a bigger failure, really. So just putting that into perspective. So I need to, die to the one that I automatically run to is like, all right, I had 10 things. I got 2 things done. Oh my God, I'm so lazy. I got to put that one in the grave.
Yeah.
And instead I have to celebrate. I got 2 things done.
Yes.
I got to do that one instead, which is not as natural for me. So thank you, Liz. Future Risers, listen, we are hoping that you understand that we are really showing up. Like, we don't have any scripts here. It's not scripted. There's no teleprompter. There's nothing coming from the left to the right. There's no TV screen behind here that I can read off of or anything. We're just showing up. We're being who we are. And we're hoping that you will find that relevant, supportive, and glean even one thing from it. As we've said at the beginning of the journey, if we can help one person each time we come on air, we've done what we came to do, because we do know that one person, which could be Jasmine, went out and built an organization that's helping multiple people. So for us, if we showed up on air on your YouTube, or if you're listening to us on Spotify, because we're also over there, or you're on iHeartRadio, or you're on Amazon podcast, we're in all these places. If we showed up and we impacted you, and you birth a business, or you get back up and dust off your old business and say, let me put it back together, and you touch more than who we touch, we've done it. That's how simple we're doing this. We told y'all, simple living with intentional productivity. Oh, you're so, you're so sweet. When I know what I said, I wrote it down. It's in my head now. It's written and it's in my head. Right? That's what we said. We said slow and steady is going to win the race. But first, we got to keep things simple, intentional, and move proactivity. That's what we said. And so that's what we're still doing. So we love you guys so very, very, very much.
Yes.
As we show up for you, we're able to show up for us. As we change us, we're hoping to help change you. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day and tune in again. Bye now.
Bye.